Hello everyone, in this video I'll be comparing the Mystic class to the Mindweaver class in Baldur's Gate 3, going over their similarities and differences, as both these classes are now available on console. So what's similar between these? A lot, actually, and I'll be covering some of the major differences that they do have. And one of the number one questions I've been asked so far is, which one of these is more powerful? And that goes to the Mystic. So the Mystic actually has a lot of selection that you can go through with this class. It has this psionic talents here with a bunch of different cantrips and some very strong ones like knocking a creature prone and dealing psychic damage. But it also has 63 different psionic disciplines. This is if you have the Mystic expanded class. So some of these are more powerful than others, like the Mastery of Time being a very useful one, because you can create an acceleration zone for your entire team to get haste, which is actually pretty crazy. For 10 turns of haste for 4 people, that's a lot, and it's a 7 psi point, so it does have its own unique mechanic and resource with the psi points, whereas the Mindweaver uses spell slots, and it does get some different spell slot progression than normal. So yeah, I guess the Mystic, obviously being the more powerful of them, has the psionic disciplines that you choose here. So you can start right off the bat by picking whatever one of these you want, and you can see there's a number beside each one of these. So 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. This is how many psi points you're able, or is required to cast this. Now you can't cast all of them right off the start. You first start off by only being able to cast a few different points worth of casting, but as you level up you can do 5 and 7, etc. So yeah, this one does have some nice progression to it, but you can start off by fleshing out a build pretty early on, whereas with the Mindweaver, this has 4 distinct subclasses, so these all determine what you get. Now the Psionic Warden is a single, it's a light armor wearing martial class, so you're focused mostly on attacking and spell casting at the same time. You also get the Mind Blade here, which is basically turns your weapon attacks into psychic damage, and you can disadvantage on intelligence throws. You also get some cantrips that can give disadvantage on wisdom saving throws, so you can land hold person a little bit more frequently. This is a fun class. I just did a build on it yesterday. The Force Blade, now this is a heavy armor class, and this is the only class out of all of the Mystic and Mindweaver classes to get heavy armor. So in terms of tankiness, the Force Blade is probably the strongest. This also gets the Force Blast here, which deals some damage, but it also has crowd control. So this is like your crowd controller, heavy armor, tankier class. The Astral Seer of the Mindweaver is the spellcasting class, and also has some features like the Astral Anomaly here, making it almost like a wild magic sorcerer, which is really cool. It does get some unique spells, and it's more so focused on cold and psychic damage. This is my favorite subclass of the Mindweaver. I think this one is incredible. And then finally, we have the Void Reaver, which is focused on 2-weapon fighting. So it's pretty cool. Void-bound duelist. Yeah, almost like a Jedi-style class with light armor, simple weapons, longswords, spears, pikes, halberds, and glaives. These are 4 great subclasses. But with the Mystic, you have 9 different subclasses. So this gets crazy because things like the Soul Knife, this is almost like a thief class. You can also go with throwing and using the soul knives to throw for your attacks. Order of Wu Gen, this is almost like a wizard. You get actually spell slots with this one. This is the only version that gets spell slots, and you get level 3 spells, and you can turn your side points into spells. The Order of the Ascetic is almost like a monk, adding psychic or force damage to your unarmed attacks, so you can deal a lot of damage with those. Order of the Blade gets the extra attack. You can get a Psychic Smite with your War Adept. So the War Adept perk here, you can see there, gives you the effects of Psychic Smite, Psychic Flourish, Psychic Barrage, or Psychic Shockwave. So these are all effects that you get when you choose your weapon fighting style, which you can change pretty frequently if you'd like, which makes this a very powerful class. As I said, the Mindweaver is overpowered. You also get your extra attack here. And with the Psionic Disciplines too, if you go down here, you can actually get the ability to add an extra attack as a spell, and it can last until long rest. So it gets pretty powerful because you can give yourself 3 attacks, which is like a fighter, but then you can also spell cast, and then you can add extra damage types to your weapons, and lethal strike, you're adding psychic damage and giving +3 to your attack rolls. Like, there's quite a bit that you can do with this. It also has some powerful spells like Psychic Blast, which does, it's like Cone of Cold but psychic damage, and if you have the Resonance Stone, that's doubled, so upwards of 128 damage with that, which is pretty crazy. The Psionic Distortion, you got a lot of choices. Like Soul Reaper will help you replenish your psi points as well as you attack. You also have the ability to do like hold monster, hold person, Third Eye, Titanic Presence. There was some changes from when this was first released, but it used to be a lot more powerful, so they actually toned it down quite a bit. But you can add a lot of extra damage to your weapons. I can't find, there's so many disciplines here, but you can get 3 attacks per action. And then on top of that, you can also take the Mastery of Time, take this acceleration zone, walk into it. You got your haste, and you can attack 6 times. And then there's also another mastery, which gives you the ability to do a basically action surge, so you can get 9 attacks, and it's pretty broken. Like, in terms of power, this can be a full caster. This can also be a full-on melee class, so it does everything, and it does everything well. So that is one of the biggest things about this class, is it's really a master of everything. We used to say that Bard was the best master of everything class, but this one is definitely. The Order of the Unbound is almost like a wild magic sorcerer. Then you also have the Nomad, the Immortal, which gives you extra health, the Awakened, which has some different spell effects, and then the Avatar, which kind of an all-rounder with medium armor proficiencies. So as far as the Mystic goes, it can really do everything. You get 2 different Avatar disciplines depending on what type of subclass you pick. So the Immortal discipline gets certain ones. So this gives you really good ability to come up with your own unique build. But every few levels you do get the Psionic discipline from the full list, so you can flesh out whatever kind of build you want. This has more options than the base game has in all of its classes, so it's pretty crazy. The Mystic is the most overpowered, and if you're looking for something a bit more streamlined, I actually think that it's better to go with the Mind Weaver here. So as I said, some of these classes, like the Astral Seer, is a spellcaster, but it's more straightforward. You also get cerebral enhancements, which are pretty nice. So you can like bound your weapon and use intelligence for your attack rolls. You can add half your intelligence modifier to your armor class while wearing light armor. You can add your intelligence modifier to your initiative rolls and give yourself 3 meters of movement speed extra. I'll go quickly through the Force Blade here. Gets the Force Blast. This is probably the most simple version of the Mind Weaver, because it gives us heavy armor, and with types of fighters and classes like that, it's more straightforward than what you're supposed to do. You're literally supposed to just go ahead and attack. You also get your Mind Surge. This is the unique benefit of the Mind Weaver. You can apply this, and it'll give you mental exhaustion. But what's also cool about this is it applies new effects to your spells. We also get the Telekinesis Grasp here, so there's a bonus action grab. A powerful yank ensures no one can ever escape the reach of the Force Blade. And each of the classes gets their own unique spells. These spells are more like weapon actions. You can teleport, Force Burst, Force Empowerment, Lethal Burial, Mind Breaker. This is like a force-based smite. You also get your fighting style with this one. So you can see this is the class that's the most like the other classes, the Force Blade. You also get some special cerebral enhancement here depending on your choices, so you can actually add to your spell casting there. But yeah, Spell Surge. Expend a Mind Surge to channel psionic energy. Renew magical capabilities for empowering continued spell casting, ensuring no one's left. So this subclass in particular gets a lot of weapon action based spells. I would say that of the 4 subclasses of the Mind Weaver, this is the most straightforward. It gets the extra attack, and then I'll show you as we get a little bit further into this, it gets a lot of extra benefits. Force-bound Retribution, so teleport instantly to an enemy attacking you or your ally, delivering a punishing blow, deals force damage, ensuring swift retribution. So you can kind of teleport to your teammates to help protect them. As you level up, you get different cerebral enhancements, so I do cover those in my build guides on the Mind Weaver. But as you can see, there's a flat level with no extra choice at level 7, so we also get an extra fighting style, which is pretty nice. And then another feat here, so I'll just quickly go through that. Mind Weaver level 9, just a single cerebral enhancement. So as I said, this is the most straightforward class. It's not like the Mystic, which has an overburden of choice, and then you get your improved extra attack at level 3. So this makes it almost akin to a fighter at this point. What's nice about that is you don't have to choose too many options. You get all the spells and cantrips there, and you're an attacker. Like, you go in, you wear heavy armor, and you attack. So that one is similar to the fighter, which is a very straightforward class. So if you're looking for something simple to play and just throw on heavy armor and attack, That is the most simple one to play as, whereas the Mystic, you do have to get a little bit more complex with your builds. I do have build guides posted for the Mystic, so you just go on my channel and search up Mystic, and there's quite a few of them there. But I do think that the Mind Weaver is better for someone that wants to just play and not think too heavily about it, because this one works similar to other base game classes. So I guess I'll just back out of this here. You can see you get spell slots. This version has up to level 3 spells. Depending on the subclass, you get different spell progressions, so that is one cool benefit of it. Now with the Mystic, you get psi points, so you actually get quite a few. I think it's like 56 at level 12, and this can also go past, like if you look at the orders, they have up to level 14 benefits. So yeah, there's quite a lot there. With 63 different disciplines, this just gives so much option for builds that if you're looking to try something new and maybe respec every time you long rest, this is a pretty fun one to play with, because you got so many cool options here. Psychic Assault, Sonic Weapon, Sonic Throwing. You can make any build in the Mystic. The only thing is, it doesn't get heavy armor, which is fine because the best heavy armor in the game actually gives itself proficiency to you, so that is also not too much of a worry. But what's cool about the Mystic is that you just get so much freedom of creativity here. I had a lot of fun with this class. This is one of the first ones to release on PC for the in-game mod manager, just going through and trying out all the different disciplines. There's 63 of them, with some being better than others. I like the stars, I like the ice. The fire is also good because you can get your elementals with this. So this class is a little bit complex. It's very overpowered, but it's a lot of fun. If you're looking for some OP builds, I do have some on my channel, as I mentioned previously. But the Mind Weaver is also a very fun class. So to put it, I guess, briefly, the Mystic is whatever you want it to be. It's got its own path that you get to choose for it. Just comes down to what subclass you want to pick. This is going to be kind of your defining build. So with the Order of the Blade, you get the extra attack, and you can choose a weapon fighting style. Order of the Ascetic, you punch. This, you spellcast. This, you attack and throw your knives. Then these ones, you all are spellcasters, but in different flavors of spellcasting and different armor types. And then it all comes down to your cantrip and your spell choice. But when it comes to the Mind Weaver, it's a bit more streamlined. Like if you pick a certain subclass, that's what you're good at. You can't multitask as the Mystic can. So a Force Blade is a martial class. Heavy armor, 3 attacks. It's got some spells, but the spells are mostly just weapon attacks. And then you got your Astral Seer Mind Weaver, which is a spellcaster, and all of that's great stuff. So if you're looking for something that's... The Mind Weaver is a little bit overpowered, but not broken overpowered. Like, I still would say a Sword Bard could probably outperform a Mind Weaver. So that's my metric for if it's overpowered or not. But the Mystic is straight up busted powerful. It's a fun class, don't get me wrong. But I just wanted to compare and contrast these two because I got multiple questions asking about this on my channel yesterday with the Mind Weaver releasing on console. So I thought this would be a good time to try and answer any questions. But if you have any further questions, feel free to leave in the comments. I try to respond to all comments as quickly as possible. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button below. I really appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.